You are allowed to begin this morning without proving anything. Before the messages, before the mirror, before the day asks you to be useful, you get to offer your body one simple kindness. Not a performance, not a fix, just a gentle hello to the place you live. If your first instinct is to tighten, to judge, to brace for discomfort, that makes sense. Many mornings arrive with leftovers from yesterday. Tiredness, tension, worry, the echo of someone else's opinion, the pressure to get it right. And when life feels loud, the inner voice often tries to manage you by managing your body. So if your thoughts are sharp, I'm not here to scold them. I'm here to help you choose a softer sentence. Let this be the kind of practice you can do even when you're not feeling your best, especially then. Right now, you might notice where your body is making contact with the world, the ground, the chair, the bed, the floor beneath your feet. There is something steady holding you. Even if your mind is rushing, your body is still here, doing its quiet work. Your heart keeps time. Your lungs keep moving. Your skin keeps you together. You don't have to force gratitude. You can simply acknowledge effort. And if any part of you feels tender, heavy, restless, or uncertain, you can meet it with respect, not with panic, not with blame, with respect. Here is the first truth I want to offer you today. Your body is not your project. Your body is your partner. It has been with you in every room, through every season, through every hard conversation, and every ordinary errand. It has carried you through laughter and loss, through holding on and letting go. It may not always feel comfortable. It may not always feel familiar, but it has not abandoned you. So this morning, we practice speaking as if you are on the same side. You can start with a sentence that sounds simple but lands deep. I am willing to be kind to my body today. You don't have to feel it perfectly. You don't have to say it with fireworks. Willingness is enough. A small doorway opens when you stop demanding certainty and choose willingness instead. If you notice the critic rising, quick, precise, and convinced, it may be trying to protect you. Sometimes the critic believes harshness equals motivation. Sometimes it believes control equals safety. But you are allowed to update that belief. You are allowed to tell the critic gently that you're choosing a different method now. Here is a kinder question to guide you. What do you need from me today? Not what do you need to look like? Not what do you need to prove? What do you need from me? Maybe you need patience. Maybe you need warmth. Maybe you need a slower pace inside, even if the schedule outside is full. Maybe you need water, movement, quiet, a kinder thought, or a little more time. Whatever the answer is, you can respond like someone who cares. My dear, you can speak to your body the way you would speak to a child who had a rough night. You wouldn't call them lazy for yawning. You wouldn't call them disgusting for needing comfort. You would say, I'm here. We'll take it step by step. Offer yourself that same protection. so let your words become shelter. Even one sentence can be shelter. I am on my own side. I speak to my body with respect. And if you stumble back into old language, you don't have to punish yourself for it. You can notice and return. Return is part of the practice. Return is how trust is built. There is a moment in many mornings that can feel surprisingly intense, the mirror moment. Even if you don't mean to, your eyes can turn into a measuring tool. You can start scanning, evaluating, remembering, comparing. And suddenly you're not looking at a person. You're looking at a list of opinions. If you meet that moment today, try this gentle shift. Look as if you're looking at someone you care about, not someone you need to improve, someone you're responsible to protect. The goal is not to force admiration. The goal is to soften hostility. You can say quietly inside yourself a sentence like this: "This is my body, and I choose to be kind." That sentence is not denial. It's a boundary. It's you deciding that your morning will not begin with cruelty. And if you're getting dressed and you notice yourself thinking, "I hate the way this feels," you can ask a kinder question again. Can I choose comfort here? Can I choose something that lets me breathe? Something that doesn't turn my whole day into a fight? Comfort is not weakness. Comfort is wisdom. If your mind tries to tell you that being kind will make you complacent, let that thought pass like a cloud. A cloud doesn't require debate. It just moves along. You can choose to live under a kinder sky. Now let's talk about comfort. Not the kind of comfort that comes only after you've done everything right. Not the comfort you feel you must earn. I mean basic comfort, the permission to soften in your own body. Comfort is not a reward. Comfort is a human need. And you do not become more worthy of comfort after you are productive, polite, smaller, stronger, or more impressive. You are worthy of comfort because you are alive. If that idea meets resistance, that's okay. Some of us were trained to treat comfort like a luxury. Some of us learned to push through, ignore signals, keep going, smile anyway. And yes, you can be capable and still be kind. You can be disciplined and still be gentle. You can be brave and still be soft. So here is a small vow for today. I choose to stop using my words to hurt myself today. Let that vow be quiet and firm, not dramatic, just clear. When you speak harshly to your body does not suddenly become safe. It becomes guarded. It becomes tense. It becomes tired of being monitored. And you deserve a different relationship than constant surveillance. So let's offer your body a kind baseline sentence. It is safe for me to soften, even if nothing is finished yet. Safe does not mean perfect. Safe does not mean everything goes your way. Safe means you are not attacking yourself while you live your life. Safe means you are not adding cruelty to whatever the day already brings. If you want another gentle line to hold, I give myself permission to be comfortable in this moment. That's all. in this moment. Not forever, not as a rule, as a choice, right now. Sometimes comfort is physical, and sometimes it's emotional. Emotional comfort can look like releasing the need to explain yourself to an imaginary audience. It can look like letting your face rest. It can look like being okay with a slower morning. It can look like allowing your feelings to exist without turning them into a verdict. If you notice yourself thinking, "I shouldn't feel this way," try a different sentence. "Of course I feel this way. Life has been full. I am allowed to feel human." That kind of permission is comfort too. And if your mind argues, you can answer it with compassion. You can say, "Thank you for trying to keep me alert. I'm choosing ease where I can." That is maturity. That is strength. Here is a small recap just to anchor us. We began with a kind greeting. We softened the mirror moment, and we gave comfort permission to exist without earning it. Now we turn toward confidence. Not the loud kind. Not the kind that depends on other people's approval. Not the kind that disappears when you have a hard week. I mean a quiet confidence that comes from self-trust. Confidence can be gentle. It can sound like, "I can meet myself here." It can feel like standing beside yourself instead of above yourself. It can be as simple as staying present with your body without turning that presence into a critique. So today, let's shift from appearance checking to presence checking. Instead of scanning for flaws, you can ask, "Am I with me?" If the answer is, "Not really," that's not failure, that's information, and you can return. Here is a 2-line truth to let into your morning softly. I speak kindly to my body. I listen with patience and respect. Let those lines be your chorus, not a chant you force, but a reminder you revisit. Sometimes confidence is the decision to stop negotiating your worth. Sometimes confidence is letting your shoulders drop a little, even when you're unsure. Sometimes confidence is the way you treat yourself when no one is watching. Sweet one, you do not need to be flawless to be respected. You do not need to be finished to be valued. You can be in progress and still be worthy of gentleness. So you might offer this affirmation, simple and steady. I trust myself to handle this day one step at a time. Notice how that feels, how that, not like a promise that everything will be easy. Just a relationship with yourself that says, I will not abandon you. And if you want another, my confidence grows when I treat myself well. Because when you treat yourself well, you begin to believe you are worth caring for. And that belief changes the way you walk into rooms. It changes the way you speak. It changes the way you take up space. Not because your body suddenly becomes different, but because your relationship to your body becomes gentler. Now, there is another place confidence often gets interrupted: comparison. Comparison can happen in seconds. A scroll, a photo, a memory, an old standard you didn't choose. And suddenly, you're not living your life. You're trying to win an invisible contest. Let's place a boundary there. Your body is not a trend. Your body is not a before and after story. Your body is not here to satisfy everyone's preferences. Your body is here to be your home. So when comparison shows up, you can say, I release the urge to compete with anyone's body. I return to my own life. You don't have to say it with anger. You can say it with relief, like setting down a heavy bag you didn't need to carry. Here is a small image to hold. Your body has weather. Some days feel clear. Some days feel cloudy. Some days are windy and sensitive. You don't insult the sky for having clouds. You don't accuse the wind of failing. You dress appropriately. You bring a sweater. You close a window. You adapt with care. You can treat your body like that. With care, not criticism. With adjustment, not shame. And if today is a cloudy day inside you, that does not mean you did something wrong. It means you're alive. It means your body is responding to a real life. Now we come to listening. Because speaking kindly is not only about the words you say. It is also about how you respond to what you feel. Not every sensation is a problem to solve. Not every ache, flutter, tightness, or heaviness needs a dramatic story. Sometimes your body is simply communicating. Sometimes it is asking for a small adjustment, a bit of attention, a little care. So you can practice naming what you notice in plain language. Tired, tense, tender, restless, steady, warm, cool, nothing fancy, no judgment, just honest noticing. A simple rhythm can help here. Notice, name, nurture. Notice what is present. Name it without adding blame. Nurture yourself with one kind response, however small. When you notice without blaming, you create space. And in that space, you can choose a gentle response. Here is an affirmation that honors listening. I honor what I feel, and I choose a kind response. If your mind tries to race ahead, what if this means something is wrong? You can bring it back to what is true right now. Right now, I am here. Right now, I am listening. Right now, I can be gentle with myself. You don't need to force your body to be silent. You can become fluent in its language. And that fluency is one form of comfort. There is a metaphor I love for this. Your body is a doorway to your life. Every experience passes through it. The taste of breakfast, the warmth of sunlight, the hug you remember, the sound of someone's voice. If you stand in the doorway fighting yourself, every moment feels like a collision. But if you step through with kindness, you don't have to brace so hard. So as you move into your morning, consider, what would it feel like to walk through that doorway with gentler words? Not because you've mastered self-love, because you're practicing respect. And respect can begin with the smallest choices. A kinder tone, a softer thought, a pause before criticism, a moment of self-acknowledgement that says, I'm here. Let's talk about the inner critic again, because it tends to show up right when you try to change. The critic may say, this is silly, or this won't matter, or you don't deserve kindness. It may insist that harshness is realism, but realism without compassion is just another kind of distortion. So you can retire the critic from its job title. You don't have to exile it. You don't have to argue with it all day. You can simply stop handing it the microphone. When it speaks, try this. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm choosing words that support me now, and then choose one supportive sentence, not 10. 1. I release the language that shames me. I choose words that support my life. That's not denial. That's direction. Because the words you speak to your body become the atmosphere you live in. If you fill the room with criticism, your body will feel it. If you fill the room with kindness, your body can relax a little, not as a guarantee, as a possibility, as a wise experiment. You might notice that kindness makes you more honest, not less. When you stop attacking yourself, you can actually hear what you need. When you stop performing confidence, you can build real steadiness. When you stop demanding instant change, you can start choosing consistent care. Here is a gentle list you can hold in your mind today, just a few ways to speak kindly. You can say, thank you for carrying me. You can say, I'm listening. You can say, we can go slowly. You can say, I don't have to earn rest. You can say, I will treat you with respect. Keep it simple. Keep it real. Let these be your new defaults. Now, I want to share a small story, not a dramatic transformation, just a morning shift that mattered. Mina used to wake up and immediately review her body like a report card. She would tug at her clothes, stare at the mirror too long, and rehearse everything she planned to fix. Even on good days, there was a low hum of disapproval, and on stressful days, that disapproval turned into a full conversation, mean, relentless, and strangely familiar. One morning, after a week that had asked too much of her, she caught herself saying, out loud, I can't stand you today. The sentence landed like a stone, not because it was new, but because she heard it clearly. She heard the tone. She heard the exhaustion underneath it. She didn't suddenly become inspired. She didn't suddenly love everything she saw. She just tried a different sentence. She placed her hand on her own ribs and said, I'm sorry I've been talking to you like you're the enemy. Then she added, we're on the same team. It was awkward. It was quiet. Nothing magical happened. But she noticed something. Her morning became a little less combative. She moved through her routine with less bracing. And later that day, when she made a mistake, she didn't spiral the way she usually did. She remembered the sentence, same team. She remembered the feeling of choosing gentleness, even when she didn't feel confident. That's the kind of change we're practicing. Not instant perfection, not a new personality, just a kinder relationship with yourself that you return to again and again. If you'd like, you can borrow Mina's phrase for today, same team, same team. 2 simple words that can interrupt a harsh thought. 2 simple words that can remind you to protect yourself. Here is another small recap. We greeted the body as a partner. We gave comfort permission. We defined confidence as self-trust. And we practiced listening without fixing. Now let's weave these threads together in a way you can carry through the hours ahead. Your body is worthy of respect in every season, on energetic days and tired days, on days you feel light and days you feel heavy, on days you feel proud and days you feel unsure. Respect does not depend on your mood. Respect is a practice. And it's okay if you have a complicated relationship with your body. Many people do. You may have memories stored there. Times you felt judged, misunderstood, unsafe, or unseen. You may have learned to disconnect to get through something difficult. If that is part of your story, be especially gentle with yourself. You are not late. You are not failing. You are learning how to return. Returning can be very small. It can be noticing your shoulders and letting them be where they are. It can be noticing your jaw and choosing softness instead of clenching. It can be noticing your breath and letting it be natural. It can be speaking one kind sentence before you rush into your day. If you find yourself slipping into judgment later today, you can come back to one of these truth lines. My body is my partner. Comfort is not a reward. Confidence can be gentle. Listening is an act of love. And if you want a single sentence to return to, choose this. I am learning to live in my body with love. Learning is important. It gives you room. It lets you be human. It allows the practice to be imperfect and still meaningful. There may be moments today when you feel exposed, like everyone can see what you're insecure about. In those moments, try a different kind of focus. Instead of asking, how do I look? Ask, how do I want to feel? Then choose the smallest action that supports that feeling. Maybe it's standing a little taller because you deserve space. Maybe it's relaxing your hands. Maybe it's reminding yourself that other people are mostly living inside their own minds too. Maybe it's returning to kindness. You may also meet moments of discomfort or stress that make you want to tighten and fight your body. If that happens, try speaking to the sensation like a messenger, not an enemy. You can say, I hear you. You can say, thank you for trying to get my attention. You can say, I will treat myself with care while I figure out what I need. This is not you making big conclusions. This is you staying kind while you live a real life. Because the goal is not to control your body. The goal is to befriend it, to treat it with the kind of respect that makes life feel more inhabitable. You can appreciate your body for what it does, not just how it looks. You can appreciate your legs for carrying you, your hands for holding and creating, your eyes for noticing beauty, your belly for being a place of emotion and instinct, your back for supporting you, your breath for returning again and again. If any of those parts feel complicated, you can still offer kindness. Kindness does not require simplicity. It just requires willingness. Here is a gentle question to end the hard conversation with yourself. What would love say to me right now? Not perfection, not pressure. Love. Love might say, I'm proud of you for showing up. Love might say, you deserve rest. Love might say, you don't have to punish yourself to grow. Love might say, let's be gentle and keep going. If you want to carry one more image through the day, let it be this: your kindness is a lantern. It doesn't demand that the path becomes easy. It simply makes the next step visible. And step by step, that light becomes a way of living. There is also something tender that happens when you start speaking kindly. Old feelings can rise. Sometimes you realize how long you've been negotiating with your body, how many mornings began with a complaint, how many photos you avoided, how many moments you distracted yourself from being fully present. And you might feel sadness about that, or even anger. If you do, let that be part of the return. You don't need to shame yourself for having been unkind. Most people learn those words from somewhere: a comment, a culture, a relationship, an advertisement, a passing joke that stayed too long. You were trained and you are retraining. So here is a gentle forgiveness you can offer. I forgive myself for the ways I tried to survive by criticizing my body. I choose a kinder way forward. Forgiveness does not erase the past. It changes the next sentence. It changes what you do with the next moment. If it helps, you can make a quiet agreement with yourself for today. Not a strict rule, not a test, just an agreement. I will not insult my body today. And if I forget, I will return to kindness. That kind of agreement is powerful because it's realistic. It assumes you're human. It makes room for return. You may notice that the critic shows up most fiercely when you're vulnerable, when you're running late, when you feel exposed, when something didn't go as planned. So when that moment arrives, you can choose a phrase that acts like a gentle hand on the wheel. Something simple like, not like that, or we're safe, or same team. A small phrase said with sincerity can keep a hard moment from turning into an all-day war. And if you want to practice confidence in a very grounded way, try this. Let your body take up its rightful space, not exaggerated, not stiff, just rightful. You belong in the room you're in. You belong in your life. You don't have to shrink your presence to be acceptable. Sometimes the most radical kindness is neutrality. Not love, not hate, just peace. Just letting your body be a body, a living, changing, working, resting body. If you can't reach, I adore my body today, you can reach, I am willing to live in my body with respect. That's enough. Respect is a doorway to comfort. Respect is a foundation for confidence. I want to share one more small example because real life is made of small moments. Layla was the kind of person who spoke gently to everyone except herself. She could comfort a friend for an hour, in the exact right words, make them laugh, remind them of their worth. Then she would look at herself and become harsh and cold, as if kindness had to be rationed. One morning she was washing her face, thinking about a meeting she felt unprepared for, and the critic began its familiar routine, picking, predicting, insulting. She caught the tone and said out loud, I would never talk to my best friend like this. Then she tried something new. She spoke to her own reflection, the way she would speak to someone she loved. She said, "You're doing your best. I'm proud of you for showing up. Let's do the next right thing." Nothing dramatic changed in her schedule, but her shoulders softened. Her breath became easier. She walked into the meeting feeling steadier, not because she had suddenly become fearless, but because she felt accompanied. She had stopped abandoning herself. That is what kindness does. It keeps you company. It gives you a steadier place to stand inside your own life. Micro recap, just for your attention. Kind words create safety, forgiveness creates room, and quiet agreements help you return when the day gets loud. And now, as you carry this practice forward, remember that your body responds to consistency more than intensity. A gentle tone repeated over time matters. A single kind sentence said daily matters, not as a magical spell, but as a relationship you build. So when you forget, come back. When you judge, soften. When you compare, return to your own life. When you feel discomfort, listen without panic. When you feel tired, allow yourself to be human. You are not behind. You are here. And here is a beautiful place to begin. Before you step fully into the day, take one quiet second to notice. You are already doing something brave. You are choosing gentleness where habit preferred harshness. That choice is a form of confidence, and your body feels it, even if it feels subtle today. So, my love, here is a blessing for your morning. May you move through this day with a softer inner voice. May your words become a place your body can rest. May you remember that you are not a problem to solve. May you treat yourself with the dignity you offer others. May you meet your reflection with gentleness and your sensations with respect. May you choose comfort where you can and patience where you cannot. May you carry confidence as quiet companionship with yourself. And here are a few affirmations to seal this practice, like small notes you tuck into your pocket. I am safe with myself. I speak kindly to my body. I allow comfort to be part of my life. I trust my pace. I am worthy of respect today. I choose gentle thoughts. I listen and I respond with care. You don't have to repeat them perfectly. You can simply let them land. Let them be true enough for now. As you step into the rest of your day, remember, you can always begin again, in the next room, at the next hour, with the next thought. Beginning again is not failure, it is devotion. And today, your devotion is simple. You speak kindly to your body. You offer comfort without earning it. You let confidence be gentle. You listen without fixing. You walk through the doorway of your life with a softer heart. That is enough for this morning. That is enough for today. Be with yourself. Be kind to the body that carries you. And let comfort and confidence grow quietly, one respectful sentence at a time.